send the ambulance. When I told him this is Bobby Jindal, I need an ambulance, the guy starts laughing. I said, no, I'm serious, it's not a prank call. And I convinced him to really send an ambulance. But I sitting on the floor with my wife. She asked me, she goes, she's in such pain. She says to me, sweetheart, what does he look like? What does the baby look like? Let me just tell you something. It doesn't look anything like what it does on TV. You know, babies come out all pink and beautiful in a blanket. You hear people say, what a beautiful baby. They've never seen a baby be born. I love my boy. I love my boy. But if I had never seen a baby being born, when he came out, I would have said, he's not done. Put him back. It's not like what they show you on TV, so I lied. I told him, oh no, he looks beautiful. He's a beautiful baby. My father-in-law finally got there with the police about that same time. They got outside the front door. They hear my wife screaming. The policeman turns to my father-in-law and goes, I'm not going to do that. I said, if you're not going, I'm not going. These two brave men wait outside. But the reason I tell you all that is to tell you this. The week afterwards, that next weekend I was in church. A week later, I heard the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. A man came up to me and said, you know, I read about what happened with your baby and all that being born at home. He goes, exact same thing happened to me. What do you mean the exact same thing happened to me? He said, I had a kidney stone. It's exactly the same. I said, sir, don't go home and tell your wife that. She'll kill you. Man, there's a reason God doesn't let us have babies. If it was up to us, there'd be no more babies. I don't care how tough you are. And so I hope everybody celebrated a good Mother's Day and remembered your moms and your wives, your sisters, any women in your life, just to thank them. Because if it was up to us, there'd be no more babies. I will say, the most magical moment, even though this was our third child, the most magical moment was being able, after that birth was over, it was just my wife and I, when I handed her our son for the first time, she forgot all of the pain. That moment, she just completely forgot the fact that she was sitting on the floor. Because, you know, our first two babies, she wouldn't let anybody come in with a camera or anything until she had cleaned herself up. You know, paramedics came in there, she was in her night clothes on the floor, she didn't care. She was holding her son for the first time, she was in complete bliss, and I just thought, what a magical, I can't believe that I got to play that little role, the whole miracle of birth. I just got to play that little role. That was an amazing moment. So, remember your moms, that's an important lesson. But people ask me, why is it so important for you to bring your children and grandchildren back to Louisiana? Well, my mom puts it all in perspective. You know, she calls me every now and then. She goes, son, I say, yes, ma'am. I don't care if you're government. You still say yes, ma'am when your mom calls you. Yes, ma'am. She says, son, you know Dad and I love you and are proud of you. I said, yes, ma'am. She goes, but remember this. If we could have figured out a way to have had grandchildren without having you first. She said, you wouldn't be here today. That's Mom's nice way of saying, don't even think about taking our grandchildren out of this state. Because I want to see them grow up, and I want to enjoy every moment in their lives. Too many of us only see our children, our grandchildren, on Easter and Christmas. We can change that by creating a new Louisiana, so our kids pursue their jobs and their dreams right here in Louisiana. Thank you for believing that in Louisiana, and to the students, give your state a chance. Thank you all very much.
We're going to start with the scholarship.